Welcome, fearless seekers, to ShadowShadeSecrets, where time hides the abyss. If you dare to turn the sands, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Prepare for a tale that stops your clock. The Obsidian Hourglass. The 1993 Temporal Shroud Case. I am Julian Hart, a 31-year-old horologist with a passion for ancient timepieces. In the spring of 1993, while restoring a forgotten clockmaker's workshop in the Black Forest, I unearthed an obsidian hourglass, its black sand glinting with an unnatural sheen, its frame carved with cryptic runes that seemed to shift. The villagers spoke of the 1993 Temporal Shroud. K6 clockmakers disappeared during a solstice storm. Their hourglasses found drained, their shadows frozen in time. I dismissed it as superstition, but as I turned it, a voice, mine, yet distorted, whispered, "Julian, shroud the temporal." The sand swirled, revealing a figure of me trapped mid-motion. That night in my study, the hourglass glowed, its sand rising against gravity, casting shifting shadows that mimicked frozen poses. The whisper returned, the shroud calls. I covered it with a cloth, but a low rhythmic pulse throbbed in my chest. Dreams followed, a vast, timeless void where figures stood still. The clockmakers' faces locked in silent screams, their forms encased in crystalline sand. Dawn brought my workbench altered, tools arranged in patterns matching the runes, the wood faintly warm. The air thickened, clocks ticked out of sync, aligning with the hourglass's beat. The hourglass demanded interaction. Each turn amplified the pulse, drawing me into visions. Cities halted mid-collapse, stars suspended in a glassy sky. The whisper instructed me to weave the shroud, a ritual where I traced the runes, and time bent. Furniture froze in mid-motion, my reflection fragmented into stalled echoes, each with hollowed eyes. I glimpsed the temporal shrouded dimension where time crystallized, its edges shimmering with the clockmaker's petrified essences, their muted cries a chorus of stillness. The power was intoxicating. I paused a dripping faucet, then accelerated it into a torrent, my voice blending with the pulse. The revelation crept in gradually. The hourglass wasn't a relic. It was a gateway to the temporal shroud, a realm devouring human moments to perpetuate its frozen eternity. The clockmakers hadn't vanished. They'd been shrouded, their time woven into its sand. I tried to smash it, but the obsidian reformed, the pulse rising to a deafening thrum. In a panic, I submerged it in water, yet it reappeared, its runes now etching my name. My skin glistened with sand-like flecks, then faded, a cycle of stasis and release. The twist struck during a late-night weave. As I traced the runes, the hourglass trembled, and a figure emerged, not a shadow, but an older Julian, his form encased in crystalline sand, eyes vacant. "I am you, Julian," it rasped, trapped in the shroud's freeze. It unveiled the hourglass's true craving. It sought a keeper to anchor its realm. The clockmakers, its failed grains. I, its destined guardian, the older me cautioned. "Break it, or become me." I struck with a hammer, but the figure seized it, merging into my mind. Hands traced runes unwillingly, my mind flooded with timeless voids, a war of selves raging within. Months blurred into dread. The hourglass throbbed, luring time enthusiasts, watchmakers, curious souls into my study. My pleas morphed into enticements, my voice a duet of mine and the older Julian's. My logs recorded their vanishings, each page a sandy epitaph. One evening, a client filmed me, my body split, half flesh, half crystal, the hourglass's glow pulsing furiously. The footage faded to silence as it intoned, "The shroud is yours." Now, as Julian writes, the hourglass hums beside me, its sand syncing with my heartbeat. My reflection reveals a dual-image skin and crystal in conflict. The older me haunts my thoughts, whispering, "The temporal claims you." I feel my moments stall, a shroud of selves colliding. Its glow extends outward, tempting the next keeper. If you find it, don't turn its sands might freeze you forever. Explore more in our longer tales. Tell me below. Would you break or turn? That was time-stopping, right? If you're still here, subscribe to ShadowShadeSecrets and hit the bell. See you in the shadows.